way. If this is your first time on the stream or on the channel, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Um, Please make sure that you like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, uh, tap the notification bell so that you know when new videos are coming out. At this point, and we'll see how this goes. At this point, we're doing live streams on Tuesday nights for the Raw Talk review, and then an edited review for SmackDown Lowdown. It's been so crazy. And we'll just see how that kind of goes. But this is the Raw Talk review for August 29th, 2022. And let me know any thoughts that you all have down in the live chat. Hopefully, I'll still be able to see everything. And if there are any problems with like the sound, if anything weird is going on, let me know that too so I can try to fix it. I just realized a couple of days ago that there was a live stream that was completely messed up in terms of sound. I had no idea. But anyway, okay, so the Raw Talk from last night begins with footage of the Tag Team Championship Tournament Finals, the finish of that match. And let me tell you, I just knew that Kai and Sky were about to win. Like, I just thought it was in the bag. Automatically, that's who it was going to be. But when Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa ran out, I was like, oh shoot. Like, Raquel Leah might actually do this. They might pull it out. And it was lovely. It was the right decision to crown Aaliyah and Raquel as women's tag team champions. Absolutely, absolutely the right thing to do. And tell you why. Because Control, like Bailey, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, they have their own thing going on with Asuka, Alexa, Bianca Belair. They don't need the involvement of the women's tag team championships for that. They're fine. And the post-match celebration with Bianca and Asuka and Alexa and all of them celebrating, it was really so sweet. It was genuine. It was heart melting even. But okay, so it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for another thrilling edition of Who Runs Judgment Day. It was a better swerve than Swerve Scott, or even what's their names? Swerve and Our Glory. Is it the AEW Tag Team Champions? I think him and Keith Lee. But yeah, Who Runs Judgment Day? So if you've seen the stream before, you know every single week I have no idea who actually runs Judgment Day. But if you think that you know, if you have any idea of who actually is the leader of Judgment Day, like let me know in the comments or the live chat. So again, I'm leaning towards Priest this week. And I tell you why. For one, he cuts the big promo, the big, mustache twirling damsel tied to the railroad tracks. I guess Dom's the damsel in that image. He cuts that big promo. And Miss Katana actually pointed this out for me too. The AR that they have their entrances in, like the middle Druin, the one that's the center, he's the tallest. Like, I could see that. I could see Rhea. And I mean, the fan sign kind of says that too. Like, Rhea's my poppy. Like, and I'm sure whomever that was not the only person who feels that way. But yeah. So yeah, the AR, the promo, and when the tag match happened, they had Priest going against AJ Styles, and then when they tagged, they had Dolph going against Finn Balor. And I know they've kind of been feuding a little bit, but I think it's also that they're the seconds. Like Dolph was AJ Styles, Finn is Priest. So I think at this point, even though Rhea is the X Factor, Priest might actually be the one running the show for right now. um, but yeah, the Judgment Day won against Dolph and AJ Styles, but Edge still got the upper hand by bringing the Mysterios back. And I was beginning to think that Dom was gonna hit Rhea and finally give her some comeuppance. And before anybody leaps on me, don't get me wrong, I do not advocate for violence against women. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, in a combat sport in which she is begging for someone to hit her and has been for weeks and is running around beating people down, this is equality. That the female wrestler gets thrown around and beat up just like all the male wrestlers do. She wants to get beat up, let her get beat up. She wants somebody to hit her, hit her. But Redmond and Camp go to Jerry the King Lawler. He says that the Judgment Day is promising to end the careers of Ray and Edge. And this just reminds him of all of the times that somebody tried to end King's career. I don't know why he didn't give in to her either. And I think maybe Dom might join the Judgment Day. He might. The little like sexy joke I see all the time online is, Dom is the sub. So, and if that's true, then, they might beat him into submission. Maybe he's tired of everything. So, so, it's time for him to split off from his dad and, be a bad guy, be a rebel. But King says they're putting way, way too much pressure on Edge and Ray, but that's okay because they are the kind to respond very well to that. So, of the women's tag team tournament, he said that when Raquel first started wrestling, he said that she's a future superstar. He loves her, and he is not surprised at all that she and Aaliyah are women's tag team champions. He goes on that like this is a huge step, but it's just the beginning for Raquel. Oh, so Edge and Ray are like the mega powers now. I can see that. I can see that. Camp points out, just to kind of play devil's advocate a little bit against that, like, hey, Aaliyah is the one who actually got the pin, so this is a team effort. And that Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Bailey will have to do some regrouping because they're the ones that have the big match on Saturday in Cardiff. And at this point, they take their first commercial break. And I'm like, oh no, like they haven't even done the first interview yet. How on earth, how long is this show right now? Because sorry, I might actually have to, mind you all, at this point, Raw's a 3-hour show. Okay, Raw Talk comes on right after this. So we're already like 11:10, 11:11 in. And I'm like, please, no. How long is this show going to be? Anyway, a 30-minute Raw Talk is like a tragedy for me. But I didn't have to worry about that because right after the ads were over, they went right into the Judgment Day. No commentary, no setups. They're just there. KP tries to prompt them, Kevin Patrick. He says, social media's been saying that Ray and Dom put you all in your place. KP's always kind of low key, like the one who's not afraid to say stuff. Um, but let's see. I think it was Damien. So much was going on so fast. Like, I think this was Damien. Oh no, my mistake. This is Finn. It says the Monday Maestro proved that he's a legend. I guess that's his nickname now, the Monday Maestro. And the Judgment Day should have an A&E biography. That kind of points to what he was saying earlier. So Damien talks about putting them away, and they did it in their nice new Judgment Day shirts. He asks if Kevin Patrick might want one, and he's kind of like, well, yeah. And Priest is like, you want one? Go to the shop. Your mama, I think Vinnie Mac was out partying with John Cena for his birthday a few days ago. I think that's what he's up to. And I saw online that he was kind of with a mystery woman that was not Linda McMahon. So take that for what it's worth. I don't really remember Judgment Day as a pay-per-view though. I need to go back and look at it some, because yeah, I don't really recall what it was like. But yeah, Damien's like, yeah, you want a shirt? Go get one at the shop. And Rhea's like, oh, how about Poppy put you in your place? Damien thinks Ray and Dom are funny that they got one over on him, or that they think they got one over on him. But what's really going to be funny is when the Judgment Day retires them both at Clash at the Castle. Now, Raymond and Kemp start to break this down. They're just about to when Jackie gets word that they were trying to catch Edge for an interview and they've got him. So they go straight to Edge. Edge is talking about the Judgment Day versus Edge and Ray at Clash at the Castle. You know, you should want to retire us now. But do you know how many people have tried to before? For the first time in 20 years, Edge and Rey Mysterio are a tag team. And there's something that happens when we tag together and team together. There's a chemistry there because we care about each other. And we're friends. That's a shame. Oh, goodness. Father Time will retire us all eventually. But Edge goes on, and again, this is not verbatim. There was so much going on with this episode. I could not get everything verbatim. It was just going too fast. But Edge goes on, we plan to bring the magic that only Edge and Ray bring when they team together. We hope you're ready, boys. Now, there's something so kind of didactic and teaching about that, but also kind of condescending, like, you know, okay, boomer, or Gen Xer, or whatever. Like, all right, okay, Dad. But that's the cool thing about it now, because they're legends. You know, they can bring that kind of energy. But from there, they go to Seth Rollins and Riddle's dueling promos. This was my favorite moment of the whole night. Let me know what you all thought about this in the chat. Riddle and Seth Rollins. That side by side. Woo! It was incredible how realistic this felt, especially like the hot mic moments after they supposedly cleared the interview. Oh my gosh. Riddle talking about the only man in Seth Rollins' marriage being Becky. And Seth Rollins going in on Riddle's family, how his wife left him, how nobody likes him. Like, that's reference to like all the backstage heat, like the legitimate backstage heat that he has. It gave it a different feel. I just love it. But after a break, they show the one-on-one match between Kevin Owens and Jey Uso, and you kind of saw Sami Zayn's face turn in progress, because he could not bring himself to clock KO with the chair. I don't know if they're going to pair as a tag team, or if like, or if KO is just gonna have a hand in turning him babyface. I'm not sure, but you could tell that Sami Zayn still has a heart somewhere in there, and it's not just for the bloodline. But Katana, I definitely like that segment. Favorite one of them. But then Jackie goes to the shoosh off with Chad Gable and Kurt Angle. This led to the Street Profits Alpha Academy match, which was one of the best of the night. Kurt, toasts with the Street Profits, and then kind of, replaces the strong stuff in the red Solo cups with the milk. That was beautiful. Sarah Schreiber is with the Street Profits for the final interview. Dawkins is talking about the Academy needs people. Yes, they do. The Academy needs more people. He says Otis ain't passing no grades. And you know what? They're right. He's not passing any grades. He graduated already. No, he's not. But she asks about the experience of being with Kurt Angle, and Dawkins states, it's pretty great. I smell like milk. I feel like milk. Feeling the intelligence, the intensity, the integrity. Harkening back to Kurt Angle. We get into what Ford said in just a second. I just wanted to acknowledge what WJT said. I thought the same exact thing. Like Kurt, he's in great shape for sure, but you can tell he's a man that just went through like major surgery not that long ago, because like in his face and everything, he still did look like a little bit frail. Like it was tough, but he's again in great shape still. But yeah, Ford cuts in. Street Profits go year round. We got a lot of stuff on our mind. We got to go find out who messed up our bus. We out. And he does the kind of trust fall on the Dawkins. He catches him, and then they walk off. And Dawkins yells off screen, "We gotta find out who jacked up our bus." Lovely stuff. References a storyline from SmackDown that wasn't even mentioned there. That very rarely happens with anything that's not a crossover story. So that was nice. But they end by running down the full card of the rest of Clash at the Castle. King says he's not enamored of Dominic's experience, so hopefully they'll keep him as far away from the match as possible. Ray literally asked Dom to be in their corner earlier in the night, but sure, gentlemen have a right to change their minds. But like the chat was saying earlier, I think that Dominic is turning on Ray. And what in the world? Yeah, I can't get over how fast moving this was. Anytime that Edge shows up on the post shows, it's can't miss. And I love it when it feels like that. That's the way it should be. I couldn't type fast enough for all the action. That's the way it should be. Sorry if the stream is freezing up. I'm not sure why it's doing that. But I have to recommend both the Judgment Day and Edge's segments because they're so intertwined. You can't have one without the other this week. They kind of subverted this audience expectation, like the formula that Raw Talk usually goes under. Like, here's the commentary, here's the interview, here's a break. Commentary, interview, break. Commentary, interview, in. It's so formulaic, and they played with it, and the fact that they broke out of it just made it feel even more realistic. It felt fresh, it felt alive, like you didn't know what was going to happen next. And it did a magnificent job of making me excited for Clash at the Castle. Like, it's a 5 out of 5 show for me this week. But let me know what you all thought in the comments. Did you watch Raw Talk? Did you not? Are you excited for Clash at the Castle? I really appreciate everybody talking down in the chats. Like, I'm so happy to see some conversation and everything going on. I really appreciate everybody who looks at the streams, who watches the videos. Like, I do this for you all. Like, this is, there's nothing cooler. So I'll see you all soon. I am going to be doing a video on Clash at the Castle predictions, and haven't forgotten about you, Joe Mama. I am going to do the match between CM Punk and Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. I am going to do that one too. But yep, I'll talk to you all soon.